Alright farmers, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be having a look at wheat. Now if you've been playing the game for a while, whether it's on 22 or 19 or 17, however long you've been playing the game, you'll know all about wheat. But if you're new to the franchise, this could be the thing for you. So, what do you need to know about wheat? So first off, if you're playing with seasons on, you're going to need to take note of the crop calendar. So if we go into the menu now, and it's saying there for wheat we need to plant in either September or October. So we're in September, so that's what we're going to be doing. And then also if you have planted wheat, then you're going to need to harvest in July or August. Now if you're not playing with seasons on, or you've turned the seasonal crop growth calendar, whatever you want to call it, off, then wheat will grow in 7 months. So that's entirely up to you. You play the game how you want to play. But for this video, we're using the seasons on. And also, we haven't got weeds turned on because they're a bit of a pesky little fellow. So we've turned them off. So what have we got? So in front of us here, we've got this field. It's been fully prepped. And what I mean by fully prepped is that the withered crop was mulched in. We then ploughed. We then put a layer of fertilizer down, we put a layer of lime down, we put another layer of fertilizer down, and then we've got all the stones off. So that is how I fully prep a field. Obviously there's different ways of doing it, but that's how I find it the best. So then what you're going to need to do now is you're going to need to go into the shop menu. We're going to need to go and get ourselves a seeder. So then all the seeders that you've got here can do wheat. So you're looking for, if you see the crop icons along the bottom there, the one that's furthest on the left. So anything that's showing that icon you can use to plant seed. So it doesn't particularly matter which one you go for, they'll all do the wheat. Obviously the different ones have different working whips, so it's entirely up to you. So I'm going to pick this Lemkin because that is my favourite one so far. So we'll buy that. Yes, and then I'm going to nip down the shop and pick it all up. So I'll see you down the shop. Right, so we're at the shop. There's my seeder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hook it up to the back of the tractor like so. Then we're all ready to go. Now next thing you're going to want to do is put some seed in it. So if we go back into the shop, if we go down to objects, now you've got a couple of options here with seed. You can go into the big bag pallets, and you've got the seed one there is 900 for 1,000 litres. You've got the big bags, so you've got 800 for 1,000 litres. And then you've got the pallets, and they are 950 for 1,050 litres. So the best one from a financial point of view is going to be the big bags. So 800 for 1,000 litres. So we're going to order 2 of those, like so. And then what you need to do, you need to pull up by the side of them, like that. And you'll see if you're on Xbox like me, you've got the refill seeder option there of left stick in. So we'll press that and we'll load the seed in. That's the first bag done, and we'll do the same on the second one. Right, so that's the seed in the seeder. So I'm going to take this all back to the farm and we'll get cracking. So I'll see you at the side of the field. Right, so I'm back at the field. So what we're going to need to do now is get the seed in the ground. So we're going to do LB and then A to unfold the harvester. So on this particular one, that's going to put the discs out to the side, and it's going to lower it down a little, and then we're going to get cracking. Like so. So we're going to pull up to the edge of the field. We're going to LB again and X to turn it on, and then LB and B to lower it, and away we go. So we're putting seed into the ground. So I'll stop there a minute and jump out, and you'll notice a change in texture. So we've got this texture here is seed in the ground, and then this texture here has got no crop at all. So what I'll do, I'll carry on and I'll get this field all seeded in, and I'll see you at the end. Right, so that's the field all seeded with wheat. So what do we need to do next? So if I jump out, if you come over to the field, you'll see in the bottom right hand corner it tells you what's needed next. So it's saying it needs rolling. So if we go back into the shop menu, and we'll go up to tools, we'll go across to rollers. So we've got these options here. So once you've seeded the ground, you need to roll the seed bed to get the maximum out of it, the best possible yield off the field. So what I'll do, I'll buy that one, like so. I'll jump in my tractor, I'll nip up the shop and collect it, and I'll see you back here in a bit. Right, so I'm back at the edge of the field, and we're going to do exactly the same as we did with the seeder. So we're going to unfold it, so it's L, B and A, and it will unfold itself. Like so. And then we're going to go L, B and B, and it's going to lower itself into the ground. And with this roller you don't need to turn it on, so that's ready to go. So off we go. We'll roll the seed bed. Obviously once you've seeded and now you're rolling, it is quite difficult to see where you've been. So if you turn around, you can sort of see that the rolled seed bed is a slightly lighter colour of brown than where we haven't been. So just keep an eye out for that, because you're going to need to go over the whole field to get the maximum output from it. So I'm going to get that done, and I'll see you at the end. Okay, so that's the whole field now rolled. So then what's next? We'll fold this up. Right, so we'll jump out again. We'll come over to the field, and it's now saying that you've got the yield bonus of 100% and it's fertilised 100%. So this field is fully done, fully prepped, fully seeded, fully fertilised. There's nothing else that needs to be done to this field. The only other thing that may need to be sorted out, if you have got the option turned on, is the weeds. Now I haven't got them turned on because I don't particularly like them. But if you are playing with weeds on, you're going to need to keep an eye out for them and either get a weeder or spray them with herbicide, because that will affect the amount of yield you get off your field as well. So that's where we are. So for me, there is nothing else to do with this field. So I'm going to go over, I'm going to fast forward time a bit. I'm going to see the next growth stage. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, so we're here in November, so that's 2 months have gone by, and we got a bit of growth. Some nice green luscious shoots coming out the ground. You also go into the start menu and up to the main map. We'll zoom in onto field 45, that's where we are. And if we go across to the growth section, you'll see it there with the green part growing. And it's got the different colours, different shades of green to how far in the growth cycle you are. So it's still quite a light shade of green there, so we're still early on. So what I'll do, I'll fast forward again to the next growth stage. So I'll see you there. Right, so we're now in March, and they've got a little bit of a change on the go. So obviously the shade of green has got a little bit lighter. The height of the wheat is a little bit higher. Excellent. Right, we'll carry on to the next growth stage. Right, so we're here in May again. So the height has got a little bit higher. It's got a little bit lighter as well. This is coming on nicely. Okay, on to the next one. Right, so we're here in July, and it's ready to harvest. You see in the bottom right hand corner there, it says growth ready to harvest. And then also, if you go up to the seasonal menu, we're in July, we're ready to go. So what do we need to do now? We need to harvest it. So you want to go into your shop again if you haven't already got a harvester. There. And you can pick any one of these. So the same again as the seeder. As long as it's got that wheat symbol by it, you can pick it. So all of these in this menu are going to be able to do wheat. So pick whichever one is in your budget or whichever one you fancy. So I'm going to go for this Fendt because I think it looks well smart. So we'll buy that. Like so. And you're also going to need to get yourself a header. So we'll go into the tool menu and we'll go up to headers. So we want the header, not the corn header. That's for a different crop altogether. So we'll go into headers. And obviously you'll see the wheat symbol there as well. So if we scroll along and find the one applicable to our harvester, which is this one here, you'll see it's got a 12-meter working width. So whichever harvester you go with, obviously is going to have a header to go with it. So if you go for a smaller harvester, it's going to have a smaller working width. So that's what you need to choose. And obviously it all depends on your budget, because we'll start off from the smaller ones. It's only 25 grand, but the one that we've gone for is 70 grand. So obviously it all is linked into your budget. So we're going to click on that one. We'll buy that. Right, so I'm going to nip up the shop and get the harvester and the header, and I'll see you back here. Okay, I'm up the shop. So there's my harvester, there's the header. So we'll jump in and we'll get the header attached. Start it up. So we'll back it up and we'll go for the middle of the harvester and we'll get the prompt to hook it up. Now obviously this is a wide header, so it's going to be a bit sketchy going down the road with the traffic. Now there is header trailers, if you so wish. You can put that on the back and tow it like a normal trailer, so that will cut down on the amount of issues you're going to have going down the road. As you can see with this one, it goes across all 4 lanes, so if we come across any cars coming the other way, it's going to be a bit of an issue. So that's the options that you've got for transporting them. So I'll see you at the field. Right, so we're at the field. So what we're going to want to do now is unfold the harvester. If you go LB and then A, it's going to unfold the pipe and it's going to unfold the tank hopper section on the top. There we are. So that's ready to go. So you're going to want to do LB again and X. It's going to lower it down, turn it all on, and then we're just going to drive into the crop. We're going to start harvesting. Like so. So all the stuff's going into the tank, and then we're going to get the straw out the back. So what you'll see there is the straw is being put into a swath. So we can collect the straw off the wheat, we can use it, we can either make bales, or we can put it in if we've got cows or pigs. Now if you hold LB again, and you'll see there an option, disable straw swath. So if we disable it and we carry on going, it's just going to spread the straw out the back, and then that will just get ploughed in or cultivated in on your next run. So what we're going to do, we're going to enable it again, and we're going to collect the straw at the end of it. So what I'll do, I'll get this field harvested and I'll see you at the end. Right, so that's the field done. What's next? Obviously we've got 6,152 litres of wheat in this harvester. So what you'd normally do is you'd get a trailer from the shop, if you haven't already got one, and you go and load it into the trailer. What you can do, because we're at our farm here, if you press LB and then down, it's going to put out the pipe. You can load it directly into a trailer, or you can load it directly into a silo, like so. So we'll load it into here, and if we had a trailer, we could have just put it straight into that. So we're putting it into the silo for now. There we are. So we'll put the pipe back in, and we'll park this harvester up out the way. Right, so that's the harvest done. What's next? So we've got our wheat in our silo here. What do you do with the wheat? So you've got a few options. If you go into the start menu again and then go down to the shop menu, you can sell it. Now we've got 4 options there. We can sell it at Feed and Grain South, Goldcrest Valley, Grain Mill, or Johnson's Farmers Market. So if we were to go get a trailer with our tractor, we could then go and load up and then take it to any one of those places. So I'm going to go and get a trailer and I'll see you back here in a bit. Right, so I've gone and got myself a trailer. So if we go back into the shop menu again, into tools, then under trailers, you can pick any one of these that has that wheat symbol by it. Some don't, so just make sure you get the right one. Because like this one here, that Coeco, that is a forage trailer, so it's only going to take the crops that I've got the icons there for it. So we have gone for this Crampy half pipe, so that's going to take the wheat for us. So we'll go and we'll put it under the spout for the silo. Let's give us the option there of start filling, so left stick in, and we've got the wheat, so we'll hit A, yes. So we're getting the wheat into the back of the trailer. So if we go back into the shop menu, it's saying there for wheat the best price is Goldcrest Valley. Now that's on a train, so that's a different video that you need to check out for. So for a map based one, the best one is Feed and Grain South. So if we go up to the map, and we need to find Feed and Grain South, which is that one there. So I'm going to take it down there and we're going to get it sold. So I'll see you down there. Right, so I'm at Feed and Grain South, and what you're looking out for is this little unload symbol here. So we'll just pull over it like so, and we'll get that prompt there to start overloading wheat. So we'll do our R, B and Y. And there we are. So we're unloading the wheat. As you can see in the top right hand corner, our money's going up. Then once that's done, we'll get that message there. We've sold that wheat 5,183. So that's the selling option for you. Now there is 2 other things that you can do as well. So I'll meet you back up the farm. Right, so I've gone and got myself some more wheat. So the 2 other options are going to be these. You can use wheat to feed chickens. So if we go into the shop menu again and down to construction, we can place a chicken coop or pasture, animals, and then chickens. And we'll put one of these down. Like so. And then we'll go over and we'll load the wheat in if we are having some chickens on the go. Now this is entirely up to you. You don't have to do chickens if you don't want to, but this is an option for the wheat. So there we are. So we've gone over to the same unload symbol. So we'll do R, B and Y. We'll load the wheat in, and that can be eaten by the chickens if we decided to have any put in there. Now the other option you've got is taking it to a production chain. Now for wheat, you're going to need to go to the grain mill. So the grain mill on here is all the way up the top here. Grain mill. So I'm going to drive up there and I'll see you there. Right, so I'm up at the grain mill, and what you can do with this, you can turn wheat into flour in the production chain. Now I've already made a video on the grain mill, so I'm not going to go into too much depth on this one, so check that one out. So what you do need to do is own it, and then once you own it, you just come up to the unload icon like on all the others, like so, and then unload, and then you can turn that into flour and sell that on for greater profit. So that is it for the wheat side of it. There is one other thing that you can do, so I'll meet you back at the farm. Right, so back at the farm, and as you can remember, when we was harvesting the wheat, it left the straw behind. So what you can do, if you go into the shop and go to forage wagons, you can pick any one of these that's got the straw symbol by it. So if you look at the icons there, the straw is the second to the left of the icons. So pick any one of those that's got that icon on it, and you'll be able to pick up straw with it. So we've got one here, so we'll pull up there we'll go LB and turn on loading wagon with X, and then LB and B to lower it down. We'll drive over the straw swath and it'll collect it up. We'll miss a few bits because that pile was a little bit large, and we're collecting the straw up. So what you do with the straw, once you've got it, you've got the option of selling the straw. So if we go into the shop menu, we'll go down to straw. There we are. We can either sell it at the animal dealer or at South Value Biomass Energy. So we'll get 102 per 1,000 litres. So that's what you can do if you want to sell it, or you can collect it and put it in for bedding for your animals. So if you've got cows or pigs, I believe horses take it as well, you can put that in for bedding, and you can also bale it. So we've got this baler here, so we'll hook it up like so. We'll pull up to the straw swath again, so turn it on, lower it down, and just drive over the swath like we did with the forage collector, and we're making a bale. So again, same thing applies. You can take the bales to the sell point, you can put them into your animals, entirely up to you. There we are. So we'll unload there, so LB and Y. We'll drop a bale at the back. Obviously with the balers you have got options of round or square, so that's entirely up to you. And there you have it. That's the straw done. So that is it for the wheat. Entirely up to you which part of this how to you want to go. Obviously you don't need to do everything. If you want to just do the bare minimum, you just need to cultivate and sow and then harvest. But I've given you the full look of what you need to do to get the most out of the field, and that is it. Drop it in the comments below if you're thinking of doing wheat. How far are you going to go with it? Are you just going to sell it off? Are you going to put it in animals? Are you going to take it to the production chains? But for me, that's the wheat done. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's much appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.